Hello everyone. In this video, I'm going to explain RAM in the simplest way. RAM stands for Random Access Memory. Think of RAM as your computer's short-term memory. It temporarily stores all the data your computer needs right now to run smoothly. For example, when you open your browser, when you launch a game, when you edit a document, your computer loads all of that into RAM so it can run fast and respond instantly. The keyword here is temporarily. RAM only holds information while your computer is turned on. The moment you shut down, everything in RAM disappears. That's why it's called volatile memory. It's fast but not permanent. Now, a lot of people get confused between RAM and storage. So let's clear that up. Your storage, like an SSD or hard drive, is where all your files are kept permanently. Photos, videos, documents, games, everything you save goes into storage. RAM, on the other hand, is temporary. It only helps your computer run programs while they are open. Think of it like this: storage is like a filing cabinet, it keeps everything safe and organized. RAM is like your desk, it's where you work on things right now. The bigger your desk, the more tasks you can handle at once. So, if you shut down your computer, RAM gets clean. Storage keeps everything safe, but RAM forget. If you remember just one thing from this session, remember this: storage saves your files, but RAM runs your programs. This is why sometimes, even if you have a huge hard drive, your computer can still feel slow if you don't have enough memory. So, what actually happens when your RAM fill up? Well, your computer has to find another way to keep things running. It starts using something called virtual memory. In simple terms, that means your system borrows space from your storage drive, like your SSD or hard drive, and use it as backup memory. But here's the problem: storage is much slower than RAM. RAM is built for speed. Storage is built for saving files. They are designed for completely different jobs. So, when your computer switches to virtual memory, things start to slow down. Apps might freezing. Switch between programs takes longer. That's why all the labs with 4 GB or RAM feel painfully slow today. Modern maps, modern browsers, modern games, they all use way more memory than they did 5 or 10 years ago. And if your system don't have enough RAM to handle it, performance drop fast. So, how much RAM do you actually need in 2026? If you are doing basic everyday tasks like browsing the web, watching YouTube, using email, or working on documents, 8 GB is the minimum I would recommend. It's work, but it is not very future proof. Now, for most people, 16 GB is the sweet spot. It gives you smooth multitasking. You can open multiple tabs, stream music, run apps in the background, and everything still feels responsive. If you are into gaming, video editing, or heavier workload, 32 GB is where things starts to feel really comfortable. And if you are a professional creator, developer, or working with large files, 64 GB or more might be sense. But here's something important. More RAM does not increase your CPU's raw speed. It doesn't magically make your processor more powerful. What it does is improve multitasking and reduce bottlenecks. In other words, it helps your system breathe. If your computer has enough RAM, it doesn't struggle when you open more programs, and that's what makes everything feel smoother. This help you level up your knowledge. Hit subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.